Too much stuff here.
Hey, how's you got there?
Okay, that wasn't the bit. Just getting my stuff together here. All right, so Thursday in Lethbridge. Who comes to Lethbridge on Thursdays? All right, big black trucks, or big black outfits and big trucks. Well, I don't know if you heard this, but last Thursday, there was this young Hutterite boy who got pulled over by the Lethbridge police. And he's drunk, he's got no clothes on. I think his name was Joe Holford, Joe Walter, one of those Joes anyways, right? So anyways, he gets pulled over and the police officer says, hey, Joe, this is real serious. I mean, maybe tell me what's going on here and maybe I can cut you some slack, right? So he's asking Joe to explain himself. Well, we was at the colony and the big boss, the preacher, he put us all together in the big barn. And he put all the boys on one side of the barn and all the girls on the other side. And then he brought out a whole lot of wine and a whole lot of beer, and he left us alone and we were drinking there for a long time. And we was feeling really good. And then he comes back to the barn and he shuts out the lights. And he says, okay, boys and girls, take off your clothes and go to town. I guess I'm the first one here. So a little misunderstanding with Joe there. And sometimes misunderstandings can be because people look at a situation from two different perspectives, right? And a good example is my friend Murray Pritchard over here. Murray, give us a wave there. So Murray is a very diligent, he's a very detailed kind of guy. That's his job, right? So he's very detailed, very diligent, very consistent, makes good decisions. Matter of fact, he views himself, when it comes to financial matters, as thrifty. Now, I was talking to one of his team members. They didn't quite see it that way, right? Because they were wanting him to approve some expenditures. They thought Murray was way too tight on the purse strings, right? So actually, they called him a cheap bastard. So no, that's not right. Nobody calls Murray a cheap bastard, as far as he knows. I've had this, how many people in the room give blood? A lot of blood donors here? All right, a lot of screening questions, eh? Wow. So I've had this mystery about giving blood for a long time, and my friend Belinda solved this for me. So I don't know if you met, show us, Belinda, give us a wave. Yeah. Belinda is the Supreme Commander of Canadian Blood Services in Lethbridge. Yeah. And so she solved this. I'll tell you how in just a minute. First of all, I'm like in a hurry all the time, right? So I go to give blood, and then I think Jean was interviewing me for the questions, asking me all the questions and that, right? So I said, hey, Jean, I can make this real easy for you. I'll tell you the wildest thing I did in the last 56 days, okay? And then we can safely answer no to all these questions, all right? How about that? And Jean's having none of it, right? Like I thought I'd just say, hey, there was one night I had 2 ginger ales and stayed up till midnight. But, she said, no, this isn't gonna work. So I came up with another plan. So what I was gonna do, I went back to my friend Belinda, the Supreme Commander for Canadian Blood Services in all of Alberta. I went back to Belinda and I said, Belinda, I got a really good idea for a pilot project. Here's what we'll do. You cut the time in half, and all you have to do is you interview 2 people at the same time. So you cut the whole process in half, right? And of course you want to protect their identity, so you assign them a pseudonym, a fake name, a name different than their real name, right? So this is the plan. So we're going to go back and do this. And not only did she approve it, she put me as like pilot 1. I'm in the first setting, right? So we go to do this thing. And we get our secret super name that we have to, we don't want to reveal our real identity, right? So we get our little card that's got our name on it and say, oh yeah, okay, good. So I walk in to go meet the person I'm going to co-interview with, right? And so I walk in, and he's a guy that kind of reminds me of Tony Joe White, if you know who he is. But anyways, he goes, I walk in and he says, They call me Razzmatazz. I'll do anything with anybody, anytime, anywhere, baby. I'm always on the hunt for some lovey-doveys, honey. I'm gonna live hard, I'm gonna die young, I'm gonna leave a beautiful-looking corpse, baby. So, okay, all right. Well, nice to meet you, Razzmatazz. What was my name again? Oh, hi, I'm Vanilla. Thanks for that, Belinda. Supreme Commander of Canadian Blood Services in all of Canada. Thanks for that. So anyways, we're going to go through and do these questions, right? All right. Oh, by the way, I didn't even say what the mystery I had was. The mystery I had was, who answers yes to the screening questions when you give blood? Who answers yes to that, right? Okay, so then we go through, we're going to do these questions together. And the first of all works pretty well, right? You know, question number 1, no, no. Question 2, no, no. And then we get to the question is, have you ever had sex with somebody whose sexual background you did not know? And I'm like, yeah, no. Oh yeah, baby, that was last Tuesday. She was so lovey-dovey, honey. All right, so then we go to the next question. You know, and the next question is, have you ever traded drugs or money for sex? And I'm like, ooh, hard no, yeah. Hard no. Razzmatazz, oh yeah, baby, Cancun 2017. He was so lovey-dovey, baby. So, right now, my situation, my year's dilemma about who answers yes to these questions was answered. So thank you very much for that, Belinda, you know, Supreme Commander of Canadian Blood Services for the entire galaxy. I mean, thank you for that. But then, like, you know, I'm getting a little, Razzmatazz is a little bit annoying to me, right? So I said, hey, Razzmatazz, I'm adventuresome, adventurous. I like adventure. I've done stuff, you know, I've had to try fun things sometimes. Says, matter of fact, just recently, I was in a 3-way, sort of. What you mean, sort of, Vanilla? Well, me and the woman, Corolla's right over there, give us a wave there, Corolla and I, we was having some sexy times, baby. And so we're having these sexy times, and they was feeling so good. And all of a sudden, what the hell was that? So go resume doing the sexy times. There it is again, what is that? So I look back behind me, and this cat we just got, Maddie, was giving my toe a serious tongue cleaning. So I said to Razzmatazz, hey, see? That was perfect. All vanilla. That ain't the kind of pussy in a 3-way.